Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass and Move. In today's episode number 2, we'll be taking on our league rivals, the Rangers. Let me quickly show you guys over here just how much of a rival they are. They're fierce rivals, just due to the history between themselves. The only other rivals are Dundee United, but they're actually in the championship, so we won't really be facing off against them unless in the cup competition or anything like that. In terms of what's been going on since we last spoke, bit of mixed message really. So we last met at the very first game of the club, the competition, Euro Cup competition, the first leg. And as you guys know, it was a 6-0 win, comfortable win, and the second leg was a comfortable win as well. And then we faced off against Maribor, who were a bit tough opposition from Slovenia. They were the favourites for the game, but we managed to win 2-0 away from home. Unfortunately, at home, my players were complacent. They weren't really up for the game, and they managed to come back from 2-0 down, only to win on penalties. We also had Ash Taylor sent off in the 115th minute of extra time. That was not pleasant at all, of course. But the board were really upset about it because the expectations for the Euro Cup was actually to reach the group stage. So, but they did understand why we got knocked out by Maribor, but we really shouldn't have been anyways. We should have gone, the distance. We played a couple of friendlies to get our fitness up, but unfortunately we had the worst sort of 5 games of the season, really. We got off to a 1-0 defeat to St Johnstone. Murray Davis in goal there. As you can tell from the screen on the right, just a bunch of pretty much all-round bad ratings. No one really performed. We bounced back in the Betfred Cup second round against Ross County. We were heavy favourites anyway, so I didn't expect anything other than that. Neil McGinn getting the 2 goals there. But yeah, then again, just kept drawing, 2 draws here. Not pleasing performances at all. It was as if my team just aren't really happy with the tactics too much. We lost against Celtic, but then again, in this division, they are the best team, I think, as in real life as well. So to lose 2-0 is not too bad, but I was hoping to at least match them in terms of performance, but we really didn't. And much of it had to do with obviously Graham Shinney getting sent off in the 13th minute at the beginning of the game. But since then we've bounced back. We won 4-2 against Inverness, beat Dundee 1-0 as well. So we're sort of beginning to climb up the table. A bit of a nice little winning streak here. A 3-0 win against Hamilton in the Betfred Cup quarterfinals. So we're actually in the semi-final now, exactly where my board expects us to be. And I'll just have a look at who we're facing off against. But anyways, it was a nice 3-0 win, Johnny Hayes getting the opening goal in 2 minutes. So really, we were pretty much cruising for much of the game. But in terms of who will be facing next, it's the Rangers. So it's going to be a tough game. They're in 7th, we're in 6th. Just to quickly show you how the table looks like. We've had 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. So really, the way we've been playing so far is like mid-table form, and we really need to pick it up because we're 7 points away from the top. And Celtic haven't even played their game in hand yet as well. Rangers are just underneath us by 1 point, so we really need to beat them to get some distance between ourselves and perform really. In terms of let's see here. Who will be facing next is going to be Hearts in the semi-final. We should win them. Celtic are still in the competition though, so we might face off against them in the final. Really depends on how everything goes later on as well. In terms of who will be starting today's game, I've just switched the tactics a little bit here. So instead of playing as an advanced forward, we'll be playing on a deep lying forward attack mode, just because I've realized my players don't have the acceleration and pace to be playing as an advanced forward. They really struggled with the role. Um, they haven't really performed, as you can tell here in the Premiership. They've only got a 6.5 rating from Rooney. He's really struggling with it, so I think a deep lying forward attack role really sort of suits him a bit more here. Um, and we'll see how it gets on. In terms of who's starting, I'll just get into today's game and we can talk about uh, who will be playing in a bit more detail. But we'll be sticking to the rest of the tactics we will be sticking to. It's just the striker role that I've changed. Apparently we were favourites for this game, but let's see how it goes. This is a rivalry, so really need to be winning here because it's not just about the 3 points, but a bit more about beating your rival as well. Just gonna tell my players that I expect them to win, considering the expectations and the odds placed on us. They've responded well to it. And let's see if they respond well in the game itself as well. Rangers just facing, playing with a 4-3-3 formation. We're playing with a 4-2-3-1, so they have an attacking midfielder. Let me just pause quickly and show you who we were playing with. So we've got Joe Lewis in goal, Shea Logan and Reynolds playing as fullbacks, Morris and O'Connor in our centre-back positions. O'Connor's the captain for this game. Story and McLean in the centre mid positions. And over here we've got our top four, made up of Paulette, Smith, Hayes, and Rooney. Really, I think pretty much most players have performed decently, so most players are comfortable with our formation. It's been the striker position that's really been the concerning area of our tactics. Let me quickly just change the highlights to goals, and yeah, we'll keep it on close. And here we'll get the first highlight of the game, and thankfully we've cleared that away after some dangerous play from Rangers. We're getting into 15 minutes now, and no key highlight as of yet. It seems like they've had more shots, but we're keeping the ball well, and that's exactly what we're doing. Like our tactics are to keep hold of the ball, and we'll bring the ball forward here. McLean with the ball finds Story. Story finds his centre mid partner, finds Reynolds. And we've lost the ball out now, and Rangers are going to bring the ball forward. Can we win it back? Unfortunately, McKay's just running directly at our man, and Barton's got the ball now, who finds Fulton, who's going to find Garner, and Garner finds Barton, who finds Fulton again, who has an incredible shot. But we've saved it, and we're hitting them on the counter now, and Rooney's bringing the ball forward. Can he score? He can't score. And I think that was the first clear-cut chance of the game, and really should be burying that. He's playing as a deep lying forward on attack, so he should be using that 17 finishing of his. He's got 17 finishing, but he didn't manage to finish that, and I think it's all about low confidence, as you see his rating here just dropping and dropping and dropping. I think I'm going to tell the players is I think I'll tell them I'm not pleased with what I've seen so far, because we really need the win. Drawing isn't enough at all. We need to win this game. We need the 3 points, climb up the table. The board expects us to get a European Cup spot, so that means ending in third or second. But in truth, we need to try and aim for the title. I think my players have responded well here. Rooney's free and Rooney scored. And there you go. Just a simple, the telling off helped, of course, but also switching his role to a deep lying forward on attack role has helped him as well as the rest of the team. He seems to be connecting play a bit more now. He's not too worried about trying to run in behind his centre back. Just focusing on attributes that suit him really. I didn't actually realize that he doesn't have much acceleration or pace at all. I didn't realize he was incredibly slow. I mean, his other backup striker is a bit better in terms of pace, but yeah, Rooney just completely free there, and he does well there to score. I mean, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure what the Rangers goalkeeper's doing there, but Rooney took his chance there, and that's exactly just what I wanted from him. We have the ball forward now again. See, Rooney's dropped deep there to play the ball. He's going to get it. Paulette's going to get back now, and he's somehow managed not to score that incredible chance. Only a half chance apparently, but really it looked more like a tap in when the rebound bounced back. But anyways, we're going to see if we need to make any changes here. A couple of our players are really tired. Might have to take off McLean depending on who's on the bench. Unfortunately for him, there's no one on the bench for him. But we can take off Peter Paula, who hasn't really had a good game. I'm not sure whether to take off Peter or Hayes. Hayes has been playing incredibly well, so I'll take off Peter for us, and we'll see. I think I'll take off Craig as well for Ryan Jack, and we'll just keep that for now. See how the game progresses. Quickly tell them I have a bit of faith in them. See if they can perform. But really, we need to score an insurance goal. 1-0 lead is great. They haven't really tested us as of yet. A couple of shots and stuff, but nothing really. Neither a clear-cut chance, neither or a half chance. And we're gonna have the ball again now. Reynolds finds McLean, back to Reynolds. Can Rooney find a through ball? That's what we really need. Just a bit of passing because we are a possession team. But can we find that killer ball without losing the ball, really? Because Rangers are pressing. Rooney's got ball. He finds McGinn, who gets fouled by Wallace, and now we've got a penalty. Really, we need Rooney to get his brace, score the second goal of the game, get our insurance goal, just so we can beat our rivals and get the 3 points to be able to climb up the table. So can he score here? That is the question. He's missed a penalty before, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And he scores this one. Perfect goal, really. He's perfect penalty. Scored his 50th goal for Aberdeen, and he's hit the top right corner from the 2D save. Let's see how it looks like in 3D. And it was in the top corner. Goalkeeper stood no chance there. Can't fault the goalkeeper that time. But yeah, this penalty was all about Rooney. He linked up well with his teammates behind him, and he played the through ball into his winger, and the winger won the penalty, which Rooney took, and deservedly so. Really, he deserved to take that penalty, and he's managed to score it too. A couple of our players are looking pretty tired now, but I'll save the last sub for the last 10 minutes. But we do have the ball again. So can we score a third? We need a nice 3-0 win. Hayes is bringing the ball forward here. Finds his man. Rooney's gotten his hat-trick. And that's exactly why I kept Hayes on, because I have faith in him that he'll be able to perform, even if he hasn't performed up until the time where I'm deciding substitutes. Perfect cross, really. Just pulls it back, and Rooney's in the perfect position there. I think it was actually a clearance into Rooney, which bounced off him into the goal. So either way, it's a 3-0, 3-0 win. Might turn into 3-1 as the Rangers bring the ball forward here, and it does actually turn into 3-1. But either way, it's still a great performance. My team's performed incredibly well. 2 clear-cut chances, 2 half chances. They've scored from not even a half chance. So it's more about better defending there, and Lewis also should definitely be saving that too. It seems like they've been getting more highlights going their way now, but Rooney's got the ball. He plays McGinn through. Can McGinn score? He cannot score. Had incredible pace, and that was the 3rd clear-cut chance of the game. Unfortunately, couldn't tuck that away. And bringing the ball forward here, they're looking dangerous. It's 1-on-1, but Reynolds deals with that with ease. Finds O'Connor, and that's the end of that highlight. Now let's quickly just make a change. They're looking a bit dangerous, so we might have to shore up the defense a bit. I mean, everyone in the defense is tired. Really, who will take off is Callum Morris, who is the least performing, defender. He was only 1 on 6.9. Everyone else performing much better, so they deserve to stay on. We just need a bit of fresh legs in there just to make sure it stays 3-1 and doesn't get uncomfortable and not the dying embers of the game, really. Clock ticking on, and it almost looked like they're going to have another chance at goal, and it still does look like it. They're bringing the ball forward here, and they've managed a 3rd goal. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to be playing on contain for the last couple of minutes of the game, and there's no need to play stupid. I might be being a bit reactionary, but last couple of minutes of the game we really don't want to be conceding. It doesn't make any sense to give up the game now and only win 1 point when we've played it so well the whole game. And they're still playing the same formation, so it doesn't really make sense for them to be scoring so many in the last bits of the game. Adam Rooney with incredible 3 goals there. It looks like it's the last highlight of the game, and hopefully and yeah, I thought they might actually score in the last minute of the game, but it looks like it's just going to end 3-2. Lewis just hold on to the ball. Instead, he gives it to Rooney, who's going to hold on to it well. Finds McGinn again, and he just really doesn't need to give away now. Instead, he does. And there you go. The whistle blows. 3-2 win. Not the greatest end to the game, but we won, and that's all that we really needed to do. So well done, lads. Good win for us, and we climb up the table because of it. Hopefully, if we just continue to do so, we'll catch up to the European spots. But really, what we're aiming for, or should be trying to aim for, is the title up until a point where we can no longer consider it possible to win the title. We're just gonna have a quick look at the schedule, see where we can, where we'll next do next episode basically, and it depends. But by the run of the games, it kind of makes sense to show you the next Rangers game. I might do that because there's a couple of games in between them. But let's see how we perform against Hearts. If we get into the final, I might show you the final, the final of the Betfred Cup, which is most likely going to be against Celtic, because Celtic are playing against St Johnstone. I mean, they did beat us in the beginning of the season, but really Celtic should be the favourites there. If they do beat Celtic, that'd be great for us. But I expect to see Celtic in the final. Might show you that instead of the Rangers game, because I'm quite sure you guys don't want to see 2 episodes in a row which are just about the Rangers. If not, it depends on how the points go, really. But I want to try and get at least anywhere from 5 to 7 episodes, 5 to 7 games in between each episode. And because this is the Ladbrokes Premiership, each team plays the other team 3 times. So we're actually going to be facing off against Rangers 3 times, and we won the first one. Can we win the other 2 is the question. Anyways, that'll be all for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, as always, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And that'll be all for today. Thanks, guys.